Just because the girl didn't like brushing her teeth, her father tied her to a stool and held her mouth open. But the father was not a dentist. Instead, he took a cup of sulfuric acid and poured it into the girl's mouth. If you are scared, please tag your biggest enemy and watch it together. It turns out that men have a perverted habit. That is to trick a beautiful girl into his home, torture the girl and record the whole process on tape so that he can hide at home and watch it slowly every day. Although hundreds of girls have been killed in the town, the police have not found any clues because the man did not commit the crime in the town. But it was in a desolate wilderness with no birds or humans. But as the police launched an investigation, Sang Biao was not afraid. Instead, he became even more unscrupulous and did whatever he wanted. He took out his camera and smiled obscenely. At first, Kaihua thought he was just a vagrant, and without saying anything, she verbally attacked Sang Biao. As a result, the next second, Sang Biao poured him a large glass of sulfuric acid. It was not until the next day when the police found Cauliflower's body that they instantly realized that the murderer was no simple person, because ordinary murderers usually commit crimes in a low-key manner, but this murderer did not take the police seriously at all. It is obvious that the criminal must be suffering from serious mental illness. Just when the police were confused, Sang Biao kidnapped another beautiful girl to his home. He picked up a bottle of sulfuric acid skillfully, and without saying a word, he poured it all into the girl's body. As the police carefully analyzed the case, they soon discovered that hundreds of girls had disappeared recently, and it seemed that all of them were caused by the same murderer. In order to bring the murderer to justice as soon as possible, the police quickly launched an investigation in the town. Little did they know that the murderer had kidnapped another blonde. This is the most perverted murderer I have ever seen. He held the girl's mouth open tightly. Although the girl was so scared that her diaper was wet, she had no ability to resist at all because she was tied to a stool by the man. When the girl wondered if the man was a pervert, the man took a box of sulfuric acid and poured it into the cup. The girl was frightened and screamed, but the man did not let her go. He poured the whole bottle of sulfuric acid into the girl's mouth. Friends, please tag your archenemy friend to watch it together. Actually, the man is not a normal person, but a psychopath with mental illness, because he not only feeds sulfuric acid to beautiful girls. I also particularly like recording short videos. Even though the girl has lost all her life in the Northwest, she can still take out the recorded tape and enjoy it slowly. As more and more girls become victims. But the police didn't find any clues at all. Due to a series of missing girls cases in the town, beautiful girls are afraid to go out alone recently. Sang Biao couldn't find any prey for a while, so he had to come to his sister-in-law's house to reminisce the past. But at this moment, my niece suddenly came out wearing a beautiful dress. Seeing this, Sang Biao immediately had evil thoughts. Seeing his niece twisting and turning in front of him, and knowing that he was going to attend a dance tonight, Sang Biao instantly thought of a bad idea. Biao. She drove to her deliberately and said that it was her sister-in-law who specially arranged for her to take her home. Realizing that it was her mother's arrangement, the girl got into the car without saying a word. But when she woke up again, what she saw was an unfamiliar storage room, and she was inexplicably tied to a stool. The girl just wanted to show off her new skirt, but she didn't expect to find herself tied to a stool when she woke up. Just when the girl was wondering what was going on, Sang Biao walked in with a camera. Before the girl could figure out what the man wanted to do, he walked up to her with a basin of sulfuric acid. Without saying a word, he put the girl's hands in. With a shrill scream that resounded through the valley, the girl's hands turned into ashes. But what people don't know is that she is not the first victim. A girl who suffered the same fate had already turned into a puddle of mud. After learning that another girl had mysteriously disappeared, the police quickly went to the victim's home to investigate. The woman said that Sang Biao came to visit her home yesterday. That night, my daughter mysteriously disappeared after attending the dance. The police hurriedly asked Sang Biao what his job was, and his father quickly said that he was a worker in a chemical factory. When the police heard this, they panicked. Because the girls who were killed before had a large amount of chemical substances in their bodies, the police realized that Sang Biao must be the serial killer. So they asked a woman to use the beauty trap to ask him out. Sang Biao thought he was gone. He was lucky in love, and rushed to the date as soon as he disagreed with her. But as soon as he ran to the hotel door, the police surrounded him tightly. It was not until this moment that Sang Biao suddenly realized that he had fallen into the beauty trap among the 36 stratagems. In order to find the missing girl as soon as possible, the police said. But if he told them everything, they would ask their superiors to mitigate his crime. Sang Biao heard this. Quickly blurt out what you have done. Fortunately, only the girl's hands were injured, and there was no serious damage to other parts of her body. At the same time, the police also found hundreds of tapes of victims, and what awaits Sang Biao is a life sentence in prison. The film ends here.